This is a Hashtag Studios production. Welcome to Robotics. Here we are, the quiz video for Chapter 16 of the ITGS IB Diploma textbook, AI and Robotics. This quiz video is going to be the same as the rest. The questions come first, the answers come later. You guys know the drill. Alright, ready? Here we go. Okay, so this first question relates to sort of an analysis of how we look at robots and artificial intelligence. So what does it mean to be intelligent? Why would you consider yourself to be intelligent? And little note, we're not going theory of knowledge here. Keep it in the ITGS realm. But there are answers that the book gave. So what does it mean to be intelligent? Why would you consider yourself to be intelligent? Alright, the second question. In science fiction, many robots are designed as humanoids, standing upright and having a shape which generally resembles that of a human body. Why do you think this is? In real life, far fewer are designed this way. Why do you think robot designers might avoid designing humanoid robots? And the third question, the multi-part. Okay, so robot-assisted surgery using tools such as the Da Vinci surgical system is becoming more common. Healthcare benefits include less invasive surgery and claim shorter recovery times. Take a look. We're in the AI chapter and we're on question 3, part AI. No. Anyways, part A says define the term robot and identify 2 input devices and 2 output devices used in the Da Vinci robot. That graphic's going to give you a couple of hints up there. That is a pretty complex system, not for nothing. Okay, and anyways, part B, explain 2 applications of robots in healthcare other than for robotic surgery. And then this is still question 3, part C. One possibility the Da Vinci surgical system offers is remote surgery. The idea that the surgeon and patient are in separate geographical locations, with the surgeon's input and robot's feedback being communicated over a network. Evaluate benefits and concerns that this would cause. And on to the answers. Okay, so the first question regarded intelligence. So the book documents several criteria for intelligence, and basically their main purpose is to differentiate between humans, which are considered intelligent, and machines or computers or robots, which cannot be considered intelligent. And the criterion are the ability to respond to the environment, learn new knowledge or skills, use logic or reasoning to reach a conclusion, the ability to learn from experience, and the ability to make judgments. So those 5, any of those 5 would have worked, and basically those are ways to differentiate between humans and really, really appearingly smart computers. Alright, so the answer to number 2 here. So it talks about humanoid robots in sci-fi. And so, when you watch sci-fi movies and stuff like that, but is that the reality of it all? And the answer is no. That's why it's called science fiction. Robots in the IT world are designed to perform specific functions humans couldn't normally do. Most robots are designed with specific purpose to make, better machinery or make some kind of process easier, but the reason why they're making the robot is because humans can't do it alone. So designing robots just like a human probably wouldn't give them many capabilities beyond that of an actual person. Maybe they'd be able to do what humans could do better, but they wouldn't be able to do anything beyond that. And that's usually what the main purpose is. Okay, and then the multi-part question number 3. There's part AI again. Yay. Anyways, a robot, a computer-controlled system that performs natural physical tasks. Part A2. Visual sensors and cameras, along with the monitors and surgical scanners for the doctors to read. Those are the input and outputs for the Da Vinci surgical system. And then, really, this is just a broad category of ways robots could help in healthcare. But robots could really assist in rehabilitation methods for patients. If not, maybe monitoring patients post surgery, or maybe assisting with recovery after surgery. Rehabilitation is really something that robots could have a lot to do with, because robots could take the place of like rehabilitation clinics and health professionals that are being paid at rehabilitation centers. That could cut down the need for that. And robots, there's no specific implication for what might happen if robots were used. The possibilities are endless, but it could definitely help out health sector in general if robots were used. And then the answer to part 3C. Very, very interesting question. What if you could get a surgery done and the doctor wasn't in the same room as you? Better yet, what if the doctor wasn't even in the same geographical location? I don't know about you, but that would scare me a little bit. But we got to be balanced here. Let's take a look at some of the benefits to using the Da Vinci surgical system and why different geographical locations might be okay. It could, in the end, lead to cheaper costs of surgeries, and then also being in different geographical locations, it could improve. It could lessen the possibility that surgeries and medical practices could go wrong. It could limit those possibilities. But as the ethical issue of reliability indicates, only if it doesn't go wrong. The reliability of a system, when we're talking about human surgery, would have to be bulletproof. We're talking about systems that we want to work, or that really need to work. That's fine. But when we're talking about surgical systems, surgeries, at some point that could be a life or death situation. If that computer manufacturers, or if this Da Vinci robot, whatever it's called, doesn't work, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, that would be bad. That would be really bad. And so reliability, it really is, it's an issue that can be looked at for every single IT system, especially so for this one. And then right alongside it comes the accuracy. The Da Vinci surgical system's, accuracy whenever it's assisting in the surgery, however that may be, it has to be as accurate and it has to be precise as the doctor would be alone, as the surgeon would be alone. And if it isn't, it can't be used. You cannot surgery and you can't put together surgery and the possibility of going wrong. There's no way that could be negligible. That would be really bad if a surgery went wrong. So unless this Da Vinci surgical system is proven reliable in every single case, I myself would still be pretty scared to use it. This is a Cash Tag Studios production.